Good evening, this is Ryan Hoffman, and you're watching the 5-Minute Stoplight Show, continuous education for real estate investors and professionals. Tonight, I want to talk about the SDCIA meeting, which is the San Diego Creative Investors Association, which is a club down in San Diego put on by Bill Tan. Fantastic investors club. Worth it for the membership's worth it, even for just the library alone that they have, which is outstanding. Check out their website, and it'll be in the description below. They always have great speakers, and it's never a pitch fest, which is very important to me and anyone, I think, who is trying to get some legitimate education in investing. The speaker was Bruce Norris, who, if you haven't heard me speak about him before, he is by far one of my favorite. I would call him quote unquote economist. He's an investor. He buys at the trustee sale. He does hard money loans. Private money lender, but he's fantastic. He has a great way of dissecting the market trends and numbers and putting it into something that we can really use, and not just for investors. Realtors and anyone in the real estate industry will really be able to benefit from from the stuff that he talks about. So I would say, if you have not already done so, go to Bruce Norris's website. It'll be in the description as well, and find a way to get connected with his newsletters and everything. The topic that he covered was basically the current market we're in. What he says is to respect it, but don't fear it. So another thing was to know what to do just as much as when to do it. So being strategic in your timing and everything like that. He had so many points, it's going to be nearly impossible for me to, or it will be impossible for me to cover all of them, but some of the things that he was talking about were comparing the 1990s in price to the current prices we have today, and even dollar for dollar without compensating with inflation, they're pretty much exactly the same in a lot of markets, which is really interesting to look at. He also, and that's not even counting the interest rates. That's just pure price. When it comes to another statistic he talked about was the affordability index, and he was saying that if you don't know, the affordability index is the percentage of the population which has a adequate income to afford a mortgage, basically, and it's all the way up. I believe it's in the 70s. He said, which is the highest it's been in a long time. I'll just say that. He was saying that one other factor that we've seen through history is that the distance that we see in the height of the affordability index to the point where usually it's the height of the market, which is about 17%, I believe he said. The distance between those two is generally a sign of how much the run-up in prices will be in appreciation. Now, keep in mind that we're not expecting to see like skyrocketing appreciation like we did back a couple years ago. Instead of it going down and then coming back up really quickly like this, it's going to be more like this. We went up really sharply, we crashed down, and then it's going to be very, very gradual over time. So, don't buy these properties with an idea that we're going to have huge appreciation, but be hopeful for the future of appreciation, because the market will come back. That much we know for sure. One other thing he talked about in relation to that is that you should always have two strategies when you're buying a property during this market. One is to buy and one is to sell. Of course, that's just a good common sense thing. And another is to have a rule of thumb, which is the debt service on the property should be 50% of the rent of the property. So if you buy a property and it rents for $1,000, the total debt service PITI should be about $500, which is very possible in certain markets. So definitely just be very selective about what properties you get. So that's a very, very, very trimmed down version. He talked about so much stuff, it would be impossible for me to do justice to everything and stay within about 5 minutes. So if you're interested, definitely check out Bruce Norris and Bill Tan's groups. Really, really good information. And if you are a realtor or an investor who need a solid lending partner on your team, if you need a loan officer that understands how investors work, or you need someone who can help you to better close deals with investors, please give me a call at 951-488-3114. Again, 951-488-3114. Or shoot me an email at R as in Ryan, Hoffman, Hoffman, at WCCLoans, LOANS.com. Look forward to hearing from you guys, and guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.